morning, Eagle Nation. I'm Alina.
And I'm Anastasia.
And here are your announcements for this week.
Students, are you ready to start thinking about prom? Prom is scheduled for April 13th at the San Fernando Ballroom in downtown San Antonio. The prom theme is Once Upon a Time, and tickets will go on sale from March 1st to April 5th for $45 a person. You must have all obligations cleared before you can buy a ticket. Be on the lookout for posters around the school that will have all of the information you need to attend.
Could you imagine writing a 50,000-word novel in just 30 days?
I don't think I could do that. It seems so time-consuming, and just thinking about it makes my head hurt.
Well, a few of our students at PHS completed this challenge through Mrs. Lassiter's class with a nonprofit called NaNoWriMo.
NaNoWriMo stands for National Novel Writing Month and began November 1st and ended November 30th. This organization gives those who enjoy writing a chance to get their first novel started, and if they choose, they can get their novels published as well.
Let's hear from Mrs. Lassiter and the 4 students who completed this challenge: Emily Bernal, Catherine Cornwell, Shelby Dambick, and Harmony Young.
NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month, where for the entire month of November, so from November 1st to November 30th, people from all over the world try to write a 50,000-word novel. So if you finish the challenge, you can get publishing opportunities. If you decide to pursue that, you can also win all kinds of little goodies here and there, such as t-shirts, like novel writing software. Sometimes you can do author chats. Like, it's really cool. It's a really neat experience too, to be able to interact with other people who have the same goals as you and who are also kind of slugging through this writing challenge. Try it next year. Even if you don't finish, it's still really interesting to see what comes of it and what stories that you have waiting to be told.
How do you feel about writing a 50,000-word novel in 30 days?
Exhausted for sure, and I don't know, it's just exciting.
This is my second year doing it, and I felt pretty great because I based my second novel off of my first novel that I had written.
I'm definitely surprised that I did it. I didn't think I could, but I feel accomplished.
At first it was very difficult to keep up with, but I mean now it feels like easy and I could do it again.
What was the hardest and the best part for you?
I think the hardest was coming up with an end, because I have several ideas of how I wanted it to end, but I still it came to me. And then I think the best part was just finishing it. I was just so happy I was done with it.
The hardest part, I would say, is just trying to find time to write it. And one of the best parts is that I had so many ideas that I was trying to incorporate in my second novel, which allowed me to continue it next year.
The hardest part was finding ways to continue my story, and I think the best part was actually ending it.
The hardest part was definitely to find the time to write after a full day of school. And then you have to just find time after school to write, or just in between. The best part was my typing improved a lot, the words per minute. So
where did you write and what was your process?
I mostly wrote at Starbucks because at my house I can't concentrate. And my process, I wrote about myself, my life, so it was just telling the story. I didn't really do an outline because that was just me from the beginning.
My writing process was all over the place. I wrote a lot of words one day, and then I'd write very few words the next day. I will say that I wrote pretty much everywhere. There were times where I just write in the classroom, the library, at home. I didn't really have a certain place that I did write.
I wrote basically everywhere except for my house, because I can never focus when I'm at my house. And for my writing process, I focused more on just page by page than anything else.
I wrote mostly in my kitchen, and the writing process was just a brain dump. I would just write everything that came to mind and then edit it later.
Do you plan to publish? If you do, are you publishing traditionally or self-publishing?
I am not gonna publish it because no, but I have shared it with some friends, and they have liked it. So yeah, but I'm not gonna publish it.
Right now, I'm not really worrying about publishing. I think that if I was to finish a series that I have going on, maybe in the future I would.
I'm not gonna publish just because it definitely was not my best work, but I showed like my parents and stuff like that, but
No, I'm not publishing.
Can you share a summary or a blurb from your novel?
Oh, well, like I said before, I wrote about myself, and then since it does have to be fiction, at the end I added a serial killer, and yeah, it's like, it's about graduation night and a serial killer at graduation.
My novel is about this girl, and you are taken through this journey with her about all these tragedies that hit her and all of these challenges that she's having to face.
My book was a love story about high school sweethearts, but instead of your traditional like happily ever after, it was more of a sad ending where the husband ended up passing away and everyone just kind of went their separate ways.
Yeah, so it's 3 high school students, and the 2 guys in there are their best friends, and this one girl moves from a foreign country, and then they both end up having a crush on her, but they just don't tell each other. And then like as they go to college and stuff, they end up meeting again and just reuniting. And then like they have kids later on, and then they just, I don't know, it's weird.
What is something you learned during this process?
I learned that writing is harder than I thought. I like to write more than I like to read, and it comes easy to me, but it's still like hard. Like once you write so much, you're just like brain fog, you know, but it comes to you eventually.
I wouldn't say that I really learned something. I would say that writing so many words was more of preparing me for college, and it helped me set goals for myself every day that I wanted to accomplish.
I definitely learned how to better my writing and just like how to continue my stories without hitting writer's block.
Are you going to do it again?
No, I got carpal tunnel from it, so definitely not.
Of course.
No, probably never.
Most likely.
We are so proud of these students for their hard work and are so lucky to have a teacher like Ms. Lassiter who ignites the spark for growing.
That concludes our announcements for this week.
See you next week here at the Big E Studio. Pride, pride.